I want you to listen to this. This is going to annoy you. It's going to frustrate you. But there's never an effective response to this guy, this Josh Earnest, this phony mouthpiece. Here he is today. They're talking about, the stock market has dropped. The stock market has dropped in last week and counting today over 1,500 points. That's in the neighborhood of $2 trillion in lost value. Cut 4, go.
At the same time, there's more that Congress can and should do to build on some of this momentum that the U.S. economy has built up and on the resilience that this economy has demonstrated.
Let's stop. To listen to this sleazeball go on and on and on like this, and to let the media allow him to get away with it, it's just appalling. He's an absolute sleazeball. The resilience of the American economy, nobody believes the American economy is resilient or growing or anything of the kind. It's the worst post-recession growth in American history. And I could throw all the stats at you. You know what they are on food stamps, on poverty, on workforce participation rate, the housing market, and all the rest. Listen to these guys. They have been relying on the Fed like a drug dealer to these druggies who can't stop spending. The Fed has propped up what is this economy. It's what I say. It's not China. It's us. It's our damn federal central government. Go ahead.
And we're hopeful that when Congress returns from their recess, that they will be focused on passing a budget on time that reverses the sequester.
It's not a question of passing a budget on time. Do you think everybody in the private sector is sitting on the edge of their chair waiting for Congress to pass a budget on time? No. When Congress returns from its vacation. Obama was just on Martha's Vineyard, where there's more white people, millionaire, billionaire white people per square inch than anywhere else on the face of the earth. Just reminding you racialists out there. Because this is who Obama prefers to vacation with, as he's nationalizing the suburbs. But he's just returning from vacation. And for all intents and purposes, this is his economy. Congress is useless. They sit there with their thumbs up their nose. And in September, Obama's going to turn this whole thing, and it's going to be because we're not spending enough. We're not taxing the rich enough. There aren't enough regulations in place. Global warming, or whatever the hell they call it, is draining money out of the economy. They'll take their liberal, Marxist, job-killing, wealth-killing agenda, turn it on its head, and who do we have? What do we have? Nothing. I'm fed up with it. We got 18 people, it's 17, I guess, running for the Republican nomination. Some are obviously better and more articulate than others. But in terms of a daily argument, day in and day out for liberty, day in and day out for the Constitution, day in and day out for private property rights, that's what this revolution was fought about in America. And the rhinos getting behind Jeb Bush, oh my Lord, this guy is just unbelievable. He doesn't have a clue. I told you before, he's the dumbest of the Bushes. Go ahead.
That they'll reauthorize the XM Bank in a timely fashion.
So it's the XM Import Bank, ladies and gentlemen. Massive corporate welfare to Boeing, amongst other companies. You, the hardworking Americans, need to subsidize Boeing, and that will turn everything around. You got to listen to this fool, this idiot. Go ahead.
It's overdue. And that we can hopefully get Congress to actually finally take action on a increasing long-term investment in infrastructure.
So, stop. Increasing long-term investment infrastructure. These pukes won't even say what they're talking about. More government spending. More government debt. More destruction of this economy in the future. Now, notice they'll talk about building more investment in our infrastructure, but it never includes a wall on the southern border. And then we have, Jeb out there basically running interference for them. Now, this will cost like $800 to $900 billion to build a wall. I don't know, what the hell is he getting those numbers from? Some jerk sitting around calculating the highest possible numbers? Well, we need more money on infrastructure. Remember what happened last time? $800 billion or so in a stimulus plan that's now in every single budget going forward. When Paul Ryan was on here, I think it was 2010, 2011, hasn't been on often since, that's for sure. He said $9 billion of the $800 billion went to actual infrastructure. Massive amounts of money went to these left-wing community kook organizations. Everything the Democrats and Obama could do, they controlled all branches of the federal government. That's not building infrastructure. No one's going to challenge them. If not the candidates who want to be president of the United States, at least the Republican leadership. Nope, not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. I really think this political process is so badly broken. I think the media are so much in the tank. I just think it takes me back to the whole notion of the Convention of the States in Article 5. If we don't take control of our own futures, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never hear this discussed by other major talk show hosts. Either they don't like it, or they're jealous, or they don't comprehend it, or whatever it is. The fact of the matter is this is really the only way. It's the only way. We need to duke it out on the national level to try and limit the damage. We need to elect a conservative, first nominate, then elect, to try and limit the damage. But if we're really going to reverse course, we're going to start the gradual 100-year march to get liberty back, to get our republic back, to defend private property rights, to secure our sovereignty. It's going to take a long march. And it's going to take a march from the bottom up. And it's going to take the grassroots and the state legislatures. That's another thing I don't get. We have conservatives who dismiss this. They argue for the 10th Amendment. They argue for federalism. They argue that matters should be decided at the states and they should be decided by the state legislatures. They keep banging their heads on the walls of Congress, keep banging their heads on the walls of the Supreme Court, keep hoping against hope that we're going to have a president who somehow, miraculously, single-handedly will turn things around. It doesn't work that way, does it? No, it doesn't. I'm going to have some exciting news to announce for you. I believe it's next month. The Convention of the States and I, if things go as planned, are going to team up on the air here. And we'll have more exciting news, at least from my perspective, I think yours too, to announce early next year that I can't even give you a hint about yet. I don't just talk about these things. We're trying to do something about it. And yes, I have to talk about them too. But there are things that have to get done. I don't know if we'll succeed. How do you know in advance?